In New Zealand, they mock a new law about the obvious, introducing the English language they speak anyway. Maori was the main language before the British occupied New Zealand in 1840, turning it into their colony. It only became an official language in the 1980s. Members of the New Zealand Parliament have introduced English as one of the 3 official languages with the English Language Act, the other 2 being Maori and New Zealand Sign Language for the deaf. The law has sparked widespread public ridicule because more than 95% of the population speaks English anyway. CNN writes that New Zealanders are widely mocking the decision because it formalizes what is obvious to everyone and because the law itself states that it does not establish any new rules for its continued use in official addresses and documents. More than 95% of New Zealand's nearly 4.8 million people speak English. On the other hand, only 4.3% of citizens speak Maori, and barely 0.5% use sign language. Maori was the main language before the British colonized New Zealand in 1840. It only became an official language in the 1980s, and many programs have been launched since then to revive Maori. English is used everywhere in New Zealand anyway, including in the courts and parliament, so the new law will not introduce any new rules for the use of English in legal, political, and government affairs and documents. The English Act, which introduces the language as an official one, is the work of the nationalist New Zealand First Party, which is part of the ruling coalition. When it passed its 3rd reading in the House of Representatives, the lower house of Parliament, on Thursday, a speech by opposition Green Party MP Tamata Paul was recorded on video, in which she called the law a waste of time and said that English is not formally an official language in England either, even they know it's just stupid to declare it a law. She assessed that the weak government is making English official because its pants shake as soon as it hears the Maori language. Paul said that the Maori language has protected status because it was systematically beaten out of the Maori people and recalled, "We had to march to Parliament from the bottom of our hearts demanding that the first indigenous language of this country be recognized, and not that those who speak it be beaten to silence." The opposition New Zealand Labour Party voted in favour of the law, although its MPs grumbled, and during a debate in Parliament, its MP Kamila Bilik said, "I wonder if the ruling coalition MPs might want to legislate the changing of the seasons." The Parliament's Judiciary Committee announced that it had received 1.601 petitions from citizens and organisations ahead of the passage of the English Act, and that 2/3 were against it because they believe the legislation is an unnecessary waste of resources, unnecessarily divisive in society and undermines the other 2 official languages. Those who support the law argue that the officialization of English is just that and nothing more, and that the law does not create any new rights regarding the use of that language, and therefore cannot cause any harm.